Hey guys, Jim here with Simple Little Life. Welcome back to the channel. What I've got in this box is a piece of Damascus from James Keaton over at Redbeard Ops. I haven't seen it yet. We're gonna take a look at it together. James had messaged me asking about doing a collaboration, and to tell you the truth, this collaboration, I've had this steel for, actually before I moved here. It's been a while. All right, let's see what we have. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Check that out. This is a twist Damascus. That's a nice size piece of steel right there. Man, that is nice. Question is, what knife are we going to make? Well, thank you so much, James. I have no clue what knife to make. Look how flat that is. Flat and straight. Phenomenal. So let's start drawing up a knife. And while I do that, he sent me some footage of him actually making this steel. Now, I don't make Damascus, I don't understand all the ins and outs of it, but wow, what a lot of work has gone into this.
Here's some footage of James while he was making the steel. Be sure to go check out his channel. Link will be in the description below. He's got a full video on making this Damascus, and it is highly educational, just like all of his videos. And I show you just a tiny fraction of what was involved with making this incredible steel. So thank you again, James. This was super fun. Your steel, my goodness, top quality, great to work with, and man, it just looks so beautiful. So thank you so much. And again, check out his channel, linked down below. Man, there's a lot of work involved with making that steel. So for this knife, I'm just drawing up a slicer. We're going to do a hidden tang petty. A little kitchen knife for myself. I think that should be nice. Often what I'll do is I'll break out the French curves and different drawing aids, but for this knife, I just wanted it to be 100% what came from my fingers and the pencil. Not worrying too much about the actual profile on paper. We'll kind of tune it on the grinder as we go. Now, I am being very careful to save any of these little scraps of steel. I don't know why. I feel like these are very precious, so I ended up getting a few pieces that definitely have potential for other projects in the future. Maybe earrings or a pennant or something like that.
This thing is it is 200 thousandths of an inch thick, so almost a quarter inch. So that's pretty big. And what I want to make with this is a little petty knife. I need to decide whether or not I want to do a distal taper in here, or if I want to just grind the whole thing down. What I was thinking is, instead of a distal taper, grinding the main portion of this thin, and then having it kind of flare out as it comes into the handle. But then again, that might look a little weird.
As you can see, I'm decided to go for it. I am going to grind down the main blade portion of this blade and create a bit of an integral bolster, a very mild one, but one indeed. And a lot of folks might think, why wouldn't you forge it thinner in that area? The reason I didn't want to do that is that I didn't want to ruin the pattern that James had come up with. And if I start going around there clunking with a hammer, not knowing what I'm doing, I was worried that I would ruin the amazing pattern that he put into the steel. So for respect out of his work in this project, I think the best thing for me to do was stock removal. Using this Moen blade grinding jig made it very simple to get a really nice, easy, consistent thickness on that whole blade. And then once we're done heat treating, we'll go ahead and put in the bevels. I hand sanded this blade up to 400 grit before I went ahead and started 3 normalizing cycles, just to relieve any potential stress that might be in the steel as we get ready for our hardening and tempering cycles. But before we get to those, I just need to do a little work rounding over the spine. This is going to be a hidden tang design, so I'm just thinning down the tang of the knife a little bit, which will make it easier for fit up to the bolster and the handle. With our heat treat done, time for some more hand sanding.
So we've got a little bit of a curve, little tiny bit of a warp, and I'm going to try the carbide straightening hammer, hoping that I don't end up putting too many dimples that I can't grind out, because this is already fairly thin stock. Let's see how this goes. Is getting better. It is almost perfect. There, I think we have it. It's looking nice and straight now. Thankfully the tang is nice and straight as well. Now let's grind in that bevel. So we ended up putting a couple small dimples in there, but I don't think it's that bad. I think we should be able to grind those out.
So before that epoxy ends up fully curing, we're just going to test it. And right before it feels like I'm not quite able to pull it out, that's when I know it's almost banged off. It's almost set. This is a 5-minute epoxy, so I wait to the very last possible minute, get a little bit nervous, and then yank as hard as I can. And usually that leaves a nice gap that doesn't flow in with the epoxy because it's pretty much so close to being set up at this point. This one was an easy one. It only took 2 burns and we got a really nice fit. Now, the hardest part about this project was getting a nice etch on that blade, and I'm still not 100% in love with it. I'm hoping maybe I can hear in the next few days, weeks, some input on different ways to do an etch. I did gator piss, and then I did a coffee, and the coffee actually made the biggest difference, but I haven't epoxied this handle in here yet. I'm going to use it for a while and see if I can come up with some other ways to get a better etch, slightly more poppy, less cloudy. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that I've probably tried about 20 different etches on this blade. I'm happy with how it turned out, but I'm just going to use this for a while and kind of see what happens. And if I discover some whiz-bang method of putting an etch on there, I might give that a try. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to James Keaton, Redbeard Ops, for the steel. This is beautiful, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.